After years of suffering under the miserly Robert Sarver, Phoenix Suns fans now have an owner who will put his money where his mouth is in Mat Ishbia. The new Suns owner, who agreed to purchase the team in late December 2022, made a splash in his first offseason with an eyebrow-raising trade for Bradley Beal. In exchange for the three-time All-Star, Phoenix sent Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, multiple second-round picks, and multiple pick swaps to Washington. Ishbia isn't just making moves, though. He's also opening up his pocketbook. Starting in the 2024-25 season, Phoenix's new Big Three, consisting of Kevin Durant, Beal, and Devin Booker, will each make over $50 million per season. Pricey experiment. Could this be a case of new owner syndrome?
He's very sick.
Observers can't help but notice there is a certain type of fresh executive who just can't resist putting his fingerprints all over a roster in an attempt to make a name for himself. We've seen it recently with Steve Cohen and the New York Mets and the Walton family with the Denver Broncos, but it seems more prevalent in the NBA. Sit back, relax, and take this in. Ishbia, the American billionaire who assumed control of the Suns in February 2023, was already earning a reputation for exhibiting new owner syndrome long before the Beal trade came into the picture. His altercation with Nuggets center Nikola Jokic during Game 4 of the Western Conference semifinal between Denver and Phoenix certainly influenced his public perception. Late in the second quarter of the 2023 playoff matchup, Ishbia grabbed and held a loose ball that had landed in the front row of seats. Jokic tried to rip the ball away from him before deliberately shoving the Suns owner, who responded with an exaggerated fall.
Ow, that really hurt me.
Jokic was assessed an unsportsmanlike technical foul and fined $25,000, but it was Ishbia who lost in the public court of approval, quickly being mocked across social media. And that wasn't even the first time Ishbia made headlines for acting new. He reportedly wanted to come in and make a splash after purchasing the Suns, and promptly did so, trading for Durant just a day after his first press conference with the team, a move he presumably hoped would help with one of the 4 objectives he outlined for the future of the team: winning.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
That didn't quite work out the way Ishbia intended in 2023. For the second year in a row, the Suns suffered a lopsided loss on their home court in an elimination game, falling 125-100 to the eventual champion Nuggets in Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals. But when it comes to bold moves that don't pay immediate dividends, Ishbia is in good company amongst new owners. Take the case of Joe Tsai, who bought 49.8% of the Brooklyn Nets in April 2018 and the remainder of the team in August 2019. That was around the same time the Nets signed Kyrie Irving in free agency in what turned out to be a massive blunder. Irving, the 8-time All-Star point guard, proved to be little more than a distraction to the Nets. He refused to get vaccinated against COVID-19 during the pandemic, and because of New York City workplace rules, missed most of Brooklyn's home games during the 2021-22 season. That was in addition to the games he missed during 2 leaves of absence in the 2020-21 season. And he was also full of hot takes. He questioned everything from whether the Earth was flat to whether the Nets actually needed a head coach.
Leading scientist admits Earth is flat.
After getting suspended for tweeting an anti-Semitic video, he requested a trade. Tsai eventually acquiesced, and Irving was shipped off to the Mavericks. And that's not the only new owner blunder that the Nets have suffered. Back in 2013, then owner Mikhail Prokhorov, who had taken control of the team just 3 years earlier, mortgaged a decade of Nets draft picks in an infamous trade with the Celtics that saw Brooklyn acquire longtime Celtic Paul Pierce and aging NBA legend Kevin Garnett for Chris Humphries, Gerald Wallace, Marshawn Brooks, Chris Joseph, and Keith Bogans. And Brooklyn's 2014, 2016, and 2018 first-round picks, plus the right to swap first-round picks in 2017. The trade was supposed to make the Nets title contenders. Instead, it benefited the Celtics, becoming one of their biggest moves in franchise history. The 2016 pick became Jaylen Brown, and the 2017 pick swap allowed them to select Jason Tatum. But it isn't all doom and gloom for new owners with a big ego. Sometimes the bold moves do work out. Take the case of the Utah Jazz. In December 2020, tech billionaire Ryan Smith purchased a majority stake in the team for roughly $1.66 billion. In the 2022 offseason, Smith's big move was trading away stars Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, seemingly headed toward a total rebuild. Then they took the league by surprise in the 2022-23 season, becoming the first team to 10 wins, despite eventually finishing with a 37-45 record that put them 12th in the Western Conference. Whether Ishbia will follow in the footsteps of Tsai or Smith is something only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, you can't blame NBA fan bases for bracing at the thought of new ownership.